What if the law meant your vote isn't seen in real time? That's exactly what set Abuja on fire this week. Picture this: hundreds of Nigerians, young people, activists, and civil society groups converging outside the National Assembly in Abuja, chanting, "Our votes must count," and "No to electoral robbery," under a bold banner reading, "Occupy National Assembly." It all began after Nigeria's Senate passed an amended Electoral Act bill, a law meant to update how elections are run before the crucial 2027 general elections. Most parts of the bill passed quietly until one phrase caused explosive debate. Deep inside the amendment was a clause about electronic transmission of election results, a system where votes are uploaded electronically and in real time from polling units to a central server. Many Nigerians see this as a safeguard against fraud and manipulation. If results go online immediately, it's harder for officials to change them later. But here's where the drama started. The Senate removed the phrase "real time" from the electronic transmission clause. Instead of mandating that votes be transmitted immediately as they are counted, the law would leave transmission open to interpretation, meaning results might be uploaded later after manual collation or local announcements. This move sparked furious reactions. Critics said the omission wasn't just a technical edit, it gutted a central protection for electoral transparency. Many feared it would revert Nigeria to the old way, where vote tallying could be edited behind closed doors before final announcements. So, people took to the streets. Former presidential candidate Peter Obi, now with the African Democratic Congress, marched to the National Assembly gates alongside activists like Aisha Yesufu and youth groups, calling for the provision to be restored exactly as it was proposed: compulsory, real-time electronic transmission. Obi told journalists that Nigeria was heading in the wrong direction, that credible elections were the foundation of peace and development, not only slogans, but lived reality for billions of Nigerians who have seen past polls mired in controversy. Supporters say real-time transmission isn't just modern jargon, it protects against manipulation between polling units and collation centers, a stage where disputes historically erupt. They carried placards saying, "No more glitches, protect democracy now, and our votes must be transparent." Despite the protests, the Senate leadership responded with clarifications. Senate President Godswill Akpabio said lawmakers didn't reject electronic transmission entirely. They argued the language needed to be practical and workable given infrastructure realities like network coverage. But this statement hasn't quelled the outrage. In fact, the backlash was so intense that the Senate called an emergency plenary session to revisit the issue. Labor unions warned of nationwide protests and possible boycotts unless clarity and protection for electronic transmission were restored in the final law. Government officials also weighed in. An Edo State commissioner appeared on Channels Television urging protesters to save their energy, saying you can't force legislation and that many people misunderstand how elections actually work, reflecting how divided public opinion is on both the promise and practicality of real-time results. What makes this story bigger than the protests on the streets is what it reveals: a deeper struggle over trust in Nigeria's democratic process. Some see real-time transmission as a barrier against fraud. Others worry about technical issues or legal complications if networks fail. But for many activists, this isn't about semantics, it's about confidence. As the protests continue and as tensions rise ahead of the Senate's next session, one question hangs in the air. Should the law simply allow electronic transmission, or must it require every vote to be visible in real time? For millions of Nigerians watching closely, this could define how free and fair elections will be, not just in 2027,